guys, how's it going? Welcome back! So in today's video we're going to mess around with GarageBand and I'm going to show you how to extend your loop time. One of the most frustrating things is doing loops. Now, they have looper pedals, which are fantastic. Well, some of them are. Some of them actually really suck because you get about as much time as GarageBand gives you, and that's not enough time to do anything practical. Where other looper pedals are fantastic. You can just choose how long you want to play your rhythm section for, and then play it back and go ahead and do your lead licks, okay, or whatever you want to do to play along. You can add other instruments into, like a drum beat, that sort of thing, right? So anyways, what we want to do in GarageBand is when you default fire up the program, you'll see that the 1, 2, 3, 4 and the metronome are active. Get rid of them, okay? If you want to practice with the beat thing for 1, 2, 3, 4 to get your timing in a bit better, you can, but we're not worried about that right now. But you want to definitely get rid of that metronome. So anyways, we start out with full out recording. We can just keep going and playing until our fingers literally hurt, okay? You get a ton of recording time on every single track, and hundreds of tracks you can go through. Well, actually over 100. I think there's like 128 total. But anyways, you get the idea, right? So what we want to do is we want to record our rhythm section first, in this case, because that's what we're doing for this video. So we've taken this to 15, basically, but I want to cut this off probably somewhere around here. Okay, that's where I want to cut it off. So I've just, gone from the bottom and dragged it to the left. Okay, now we go back to the beginning. It's already got a dead spot in there, which is fine. It gives you a little bit of time to prep. Okay, so let's take the prep time. Okay, so that's pretty acceptable. Got enough time there to mess around with something. Okay, but what happens is we hit the cycler or a loop. We get this. That sucks. Okay, one thing I found I don't like is too much dead space. Let's try and eliminate the dead space as much as we can. Alright, let's start over. I don't like that. There are no settings within GarageBand to extend the loop time, but that's okay, because what you're supposed to actually be doing is going up here to where the bar is now highlighted for the loop area, hover your mouse on it near the end, and it says Right Locator, and you can see a funky cursor show up. Click and hold, and drag it to where you want it to stop. pretty easy peasy. Yes, I know I made boo-boos. I don't really care because I'm trying to work out what I want to do. And that's the idea here. You need enough loop time to figure out what you want to do to jam along. Okay? It's great to have that rhythm there so that you can then build a lead part into it. Now, another thing you can also do as well is if you do have a drum machine handy of some sort. I happen to have the Beat Buddy original model because it has like every genre imaginable in it and all kinds of things you can mess with that you cannot do in the other Beat Buddies. So I have the Beat Buddy original. Now that's a drum machine, which is great. I also have a drum kit, so I can just play along myself if I want to. Or I can use the built-in Apple loops if I can find something in the beats of the Apple loops. Then I can also add other instruments along with this too and make a complete jamming track or backing track. And you know, whatever you want to do, and then just do all your lead stuff separately, right? And just jam along with what you've created, which is fantastic. You know, you can come around with you know, a lead, like your lead notes, playing them in one way. You might like it, but you're still after a totally different tone. That's the whole idea of creating a loop, and a long enough loop that you can figure that out with so you get exactly what you want, because your notes have to go along with your rhythm and within the notes that are in each of those chords too, which really helps a lot to make it sound better. You know, so you need to extend your loop time. So I would suggest for as much time as you would want to have and need to have, record that as a main track first without the cycler on, obviously. And then turn on the cycler after you've edited your intro and your exit point where you want it to restart in, and where you want it to restart in. Okay, so if you want that dead spot, fine. If you don't want it, you can get rid of it like we've shown you already. We've gotten rid of the dead spot at the beginning, and we got rid of the end dead spot so that it kind of keeps flowing, right, on the crossover. You want to have that cutoff point anywhere within your loop where it can cut off at a precise area of your chords that it goes right into the beginning instantaneously without a fart or a hiccup. And that's tricky to do, but you'll learn to do it. It's just a bit of creative editing and you're good, right? Now, here's the one thing. When you save the file, if you want to save it for future playback, it does not play back as a loop, okay? It only stays looping while you're in the program. So when you want to do it as a loop track to play back audio-wise later, you will need a program that allows you to put it into loop. And there are bazillions of programs out there that can do that. And then you can just play along with it afterwards. Not a big deal. Or you can just bring the file right back up into GarageBand, set it up to loop, and away you go. It's kind of up to you. But you can also mess around too with the sound of your instrument, which is the nice thing about the EQ section that you can do. And you can add in other effects as well if you want to do that sort of thing. But let's play around with the EQ for a minute. Sounding there. Okay, so let's put this back to loop. got the idea. Anyway, that's how you do it, man. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. But if you had no clue before on how to extend your loops and you're just racking your brain like crazy going, how am I going to do this? Well, that's exactly how it's done. That's how you extend your loop. But record as normal first so you get the length of the loop that you want. Then you can put it into loop mode, or you can record your next section and your next section. Whatever pieces you want to do to build a backing track loop that you can play along with whatever you want to do. So if you don't want rhythm in your loop like we did, okay, you can just, do the other side. Whatever you want to do, play your rhythm afterwards. It doesn't really matter. It's however you want to mix up your music and, how easy you want to do something or how hard you want to do something. It's kind of up to you. And like I said, you can EQ your individual tracks afterwards to customize sounds. I have my Beat Buddy pedal and it puts out a really beautiful sound, but I can make it even better and better sounding by either EQing it afterwards or EQing it ahead of time, because everything I plug in that goes into my computer goes right into my mixing board, and I can do things ahead of time afterwards. I have effects built into the mixing board. So if I want to have chorus effect, for example, I can chorus it ahead of time through my mixer because it has built-in effect for that, or reverb or whatever, so it doesn't go in dry. It's entirely how you want to do things. But I'd recommend, if you're going to do this sort of stuff on your computer, definitely recommend having a mixing board that you can put your individual instruments into, balance them out to the levels you want, record your stuff, do your thing, have your fun, enjoy. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.